Well, Rob, you did say if they score that third goal, Norwich, they will go on and win the game. You were right, but they did make it a little bit difficult in that second half.
Yeah, they did, but I wasn't accounting for a sending off in that quote, basically. But listen, it was a great win. They made it difficult. They made it difficult through ill discipline, really. I think through Emi Buendia getting sent off. But you got to give credit to the whole of the team that stayed on after that and whatever, because they were put under some serious pressure. Balls going into the box and whatever, and I thought they stuck to the task well.
Yeah, and we must catch up with Gunny now, who's still at the ground for us, Gunny. I mean, that's a difficult watch in the second half, isn't it? In control totally until probably the last half an hour. Emi, I mean, your view is it's obviously a sending off, a silly thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first foul was a stupid one, and the second one was accidental, but at the same time, still had his foot high up into the man's head. So it was the first one that cost him, and I don't know if you've just seen it there, but Daniel Parker's just giving Michael McGovern the biggest hug ever. I don't think he made too many saves in the second half, and I'm a bit dubious about the one that got chopped off from when the ball went in the back of the net. But it's a great result for Norwich City in the end. Come to Stoke City in a Tuesday night, they always say it's a test of character. And to get this result tonight is certainly something. I mean, Daniel's just been off the pitch, delighted in what he's seen from his players, what effort they've given him. He'll just hope that he can get the physios and the masseurs working over the next few days now to get everyone fit and back on the pitch for the City game.
You mentioned McGovern there, Gunny. We're going to talk about him a little bit now because it's a difficult situation to come into that scenario anyway. Then, one of your players gets sent off, which puts you under more pressure against a team like Stoke, where they're then going to go a little bit more route one. Very difficult goalkeeper. We're saying here, he doesn't have quite the same presence physically as Tim Krul does. And does that mean his defence then drops a little bit too deep on top of him?
Well, I think it did the second half. And again, you've got to give credit to Stoke City because they changed the tactics. They got three centre-backs on. They played the ball into the diagonals as much as they could, crosses into the box. So it was, sometimes the defenders would clear it. Sometimes the balls would be too good to, for Michael to come out and get them. But that's something that they'll need to build on now in the next few weeks. I sent a text message to Tim. Tim's, had a tight quad since he played against Poland, 10 days ago. So, it was, I think the club have been, sort of guiding him through this, but at the same time, that was just one long kick too many, which, hopefully it's not too bad. He's obviously come off very quickly, and let's hope the physios and that can get him ready as quickly as possible now. But it's given Michael McGovern the chance. He's got all the experience of all his league games he's played, all his international matches he's played now. And hopefully in the next few weeks, he can show Norwich City and the staff and the fans and the players, his experience will help him through.
But that is, you talked about it, Gunny. It was a difficult game to watch in the second half, particularly the last half hour. But Norwich at the moment, even when they're not playing particularly well, they're still finding a way to win games. And that's massively important. You take a lot of heart from as a player and as a manager and everybody watching that game. Look, they're still winning them despite the performances.
I think you'd forego the clean sheet tonight and for the 3-2 win. 3 points is very important. And, the consistent run that they're on. They're going back to Carrow Road now where hopefully they can, get that result again at the weekend. It's not going to be an easy game, but, they're at home and, that's, as Daniel calls it, is what's he call it? He calls it his house, isn't it, or something like that, into his front room, into our front room. So, get them back to Daniel's house and, hopefully they can get the 3 points.
Yeah, Gunny, thanks for joining us, mate. Get yourself home. Take care. We'll speak to you soon.
Hey, it's bloody freezing now, by the way, I'll tell you that. Absolutely.
Thanks, mate. Look, he said it there, isn't he? It's almost about the result rather than the performance. But, but up until, 60 minutes, they dominated the game. Yeah. It was almost the perfect away performance, wasn't it? But it just shows you in football that one incident can change a football match so quickly. Yeah,
no, absolutely. We said at half-time Stoke did what we said they would do, come out and be more forceful. They made 2 changes, but Norwich got what we wanted them to get, that third goal in. And I believe if the sending off hadn't happened, Norwich would have gone on and won the game convincingly. Sort of like that give Stoke a boost. They scored immediately after that. like another boost, and basically they scored with 15 minutes to go. And Stoke probably really believed they could get back into the game, not only draw it but win the game. But that's where you have to give credit for Norwich's resolve. I thought they stood up and they matched the balls into the box. They headed it when it needed to be headed, volleyed it when it needed to be volleyed. And I just think, to a man, that the players on the pitch at the end there are real heroes in the terms of winning that game.
Do defenders relish that kind of challenge? As much as, when you're 3-0 up and you're up against it, you've got 10 men. Is there a sense of that? We're going to get through this. Do they enjoy that? Will they go in afterwards and will they be celebrating with each other, high fiving and chest bumping and stuff because they got through it? So it can actually galvanise a team, despite obviously the result was good, but the instance, it can galvanise a team.
Absolutely. You mean, like, you're spot on. The defence there will be going into that dressing room cock a hoop now, and thought. I mean, we really showed that we can cope with the real arduous of the Championship against a Championship team that thrive on balls into the box. I think what happened, I think the fact that Stoke scored immediately after, sort of like it gave the Norwich defence a bit of a kick up the backside, and then they conceded again, and they think, well, hang on a minute. As a defender myself, you think, listen, we've got to really go above and beyond now to really keep them out, and I think that's what they did. If it had sort of like been 10 minutes after the sending off and another, and like it gives you time to sort of like become a bit complacent and whatever. But I thought the times of the goal, more or less, like, funnily enough, helped Norwich's defence. They knew they had to defend above what they've been doing for the rest of the game for the last 15 minutes, and they did fantastically well.
And just before we chat to Hucks, as we will do in just a minute, just very quickly, their third goal, it was chalked off.
To be fair, if you're a centre forward, he did lean into the goalkeeper a bit, but that is my only worry with Michael McGovern. You know what I mean? Like, when you see Tim Krul, he's head and shoulders above everyone else in the box. Michael McGovern's shorter. He doesn't have that real presence, and I'm not saying it doesn't make him a bad goalkeeper, but that was an instance there where you needed a tall goalkeeper who had the physicality to not only beat the centre forward who was barging him, but literally could put his hands above his head and catch the ball. Whereas that sort of like showed Michael McGovern what could be a problem in the next few games. But like you say, there was about 2 or 3 minutes later, he came out and caught a ball on the 6-yard line, which was heaven for the defenders to see. So he's a good goalkeeper. I just think the lack of inches between him and Krul could be a problem.
But fingers crossed, though, there's not going to be too many games Michael McGovern's playing where they drop down to 10 men and they're going to have to defend on the edge of their box for the whole game. So it plays differently, doesn't it, then?
Absolutely. And like you say, opposition will look at saying, well, Tim Krul's not in goal, you can put balls into the box now. But what happened... What we've seen tonight, we've now got 3 centre halves that are real stalwarts in that the protecting the goal. So they're happy for balls to be put into the box. And like you say, and if teams want to do that and they want to play higher up the pitch, with 11 players on the pitch, we've got players that can create. And Pukki now scoring another 2 goals. So it shows he's getting back to where he was a couple of years ago. Yeah,
fantastic. We're going to catch up with Hucks now. Hucks, we have to talk about... Well, I think he's there somewhere. You with us, Hucks? Yeah, he is. Yeah, Hucks, we have to talk about Buendia. We've been critical of Emmy over the years, as everybody has. He kind of divides people a little bit at times. We're singing his praises at half-time about how well he's playing. Then, again, just an incident where he loses his head and unnecessarily puts his team under pressure.
Yes, ridiculous, really. It started off the first one. I think someone kicked him or knocked him on the floor. And then he went rushing into the tackle where he nearly got injured, where he's diving in with his shins, gets a booking. And you're just thinking, just don't go near anybody. We're 3-0 up, the game's over. Stoke, we're never going to get in this game unless we give them a heads up. But I'm sitting there thinking, I just can't believe what I've just seen. We're so much in control. The game is virtually done. And just a little bit of, it's just silly, because it's not even like a malicious tackle. It's not even trying to kick him or hurt him. It's just stupid. It's just really stupid. And
is that an experience thing, Hucks? Is it an age thing? Is it something you can't take out of him because that's just the way he is? I mean, it's hard to decipher, isn't it? Because he's not learnt. He's done this a few times. It's not the first time these kind of silly little incidents keep coming up for him.
Yeah, he's South American, but he's 18, he's not 17. He's 23 years old, 24 years old. He's played a lot of games now. He's played in the Premier League, played in a championship-winning team. It's not acceptable. And I'd like to think that Grant Hanley and Gibson and some of the older players are getting in there after the game and just not ragging him, but just sitting him down and saying, it's not good enough because you could have cost your team 3 points and he's not going to be playing next game. it ends up being a great win. And I thought their third goal could have been a goal. I don't think he fouled the McGovern at all. But we've got to take that. But he's just silly. It's different if it's like a scrap and it's 1-1 and we're fighting. But literally, the game was over. It was so comfortable, and then just silliness really. It's nearly cost us 2 points.
Yeah, it's kind of the unnecessary bookings, isn't it, which cost us. But look, looking on the positives, Norwich again go away from home. Difficult place to go like Stoke. We all knew it was going to be a tough game tonight. For the first half an hour, totally in control, dominated the game.
Well, you would say for the first 70 minutes, not, until Emmy got sent off. It looked like we were the ones who were going to break away and score. Pukki looked sharp every time he went forward. He was making great runs in behind. They didn't really cause us any kind of problems apart from when they hit the ball in the first half. But obviously losing Krul, I think that's a big one. I think he's been our best player over the last season and a half. So, like I heard, they're going to put balls in our box now because they know that McGovern's not played much football and, he's a good keeper and he'll do a job, but he's no Tim Krul because Tim Krul's the best goalkeeper in the league, I think. So it's going to be tough the next few weeks so we get everybody fit.
Yeah, I saw on Twitter during the week as well, I think it was yesterday or it might have been this morning, you said your boots are cleaned and ready. We might actually need you at the moment because, again, the injury list keeps on growing for Norwich.
Yeah, it's not great. I'm not brave enough to go and goal, let me tell you that much. But, it's difficult. It's difficult. Hopefully you get, maybe get Todd Cantwell back. But like I say, we can't keep losing these players because, we've got certain positions that you can't lose. If you lose Pukki or you lose Tim Krul, it's really hard to bring people into, who are as good as them. So, we've lost Tim Krul today. So hopefully we can dig in and get a few players back. But it's quite kind of worrying that we've got, 10 or 11 that, real good players that can't contribute towards, especially before Christmas, which, we've got a lot of games coming up. So it's going to be tough for the lads.
Yeah, it is. But if you're going to have an injury crisis, Hux, it's a good one to have when you're top of the league, isn't it? Because you're in a commanding position. You've got other players that will eventually come back. You'd rather have this being in the position Norwich are than perhaps sitting kind of mid-table or downwards. Yeah,
you would say that, we've got the points. So, if we can just dig in a little bit, still pick up some points, pick up some good results, that you can carry it through till you get a few people back. But it looked like he pulled his thigh, so maybe hopefully 3 or 4 weeks and he'll be back. It just depends how bad he's pulled it. But like I say, there's no one who can really cover for Krul because he's been exceptional for us for 18 months really.
Yeah, he has. And you've been exceptional as always tonight, Hux. Thanks for joining us again. And I think we might see you Saturday for Cov as well, one of your old clubs.
Yeah, I'm bringing my coat. Hope it's not too cold. I'm outside on Saturday, so
we've got
looking forward for a Starbucks or something.
Mate, we've got a kettle up here now. We've been treated, so we'll make you a cup of tea. Rob will make you a cup of tea.
I'll make you a cup of tea, mate. You know that.
Perfect. Not playing games. We're not playing games.
Top man. Cheers, mate. But we keep harping about the negatives from tonight, but actually we have to take the positives out of it because they're still top of the league. We can see the league table coming up in a minute, and it makes for good reading, doesn't it? Considering they've had all these injuries, because considering the adversity they've had with sending offs and goalkeepers coming in, they're still the top of the league, and that is a great place to be in at this stage of the season. Hux is right. There's lots of games to come, and hopefully some of these players can start feeding back in. But it's the same for every player.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and what Hux said was spot on as well. You mean Pukki had to come off. You know what I mean? I say you got to wrap him up in cotton wool for the next 2 or 3 days. You know what I mean? In between games and whatever. Because at the end of the day, people like Pukki, they don't need to train in between games. They're playing so many games, like every 2 or 3 days. Yeah. Let that be his training. Let him recover, and they know the best way to do it. But
and there's the table.
Top of the league. You can ask no more than that. We said it before this game today. You know what I mean? If we come away with 1 point, the manager will be really, really, really happy. He's ecstatic now that they've won that game. Yeah, and that's as it stands. There's some games that are still going on tonight, which haven't quite finished yet, but that's as it stands at the moment. And it makes pretty reading, doesn't it? And actually, we're talking about, touch wood on. We've got any wood in here somewhere. We're not too far off getting some fans back in the stadium as well. So to get to the top of the table and then get the fans back in, that can give you that extra bit of lift again to go again, because they're in a great position at the moment. Yeah, no, absolutely. You mean the fans must be like really, really chomping at the bit now to come back into Carrow Road, however many they're going to be in there. But like I say, the players will be as well. And like I say, we've got... There's no easy games in this division. Coventry at home should be one of the easier games that you have. Luton away should be one of the easier games that you have. These are tough games. Middlesbrough away, Stoke away, Bristol City away. They're the real tough games. So if you can get your Todd Cantwells back, you know what I mean, your Kenny McLean's, they're only like muscle injuries and whatever, and they're talking 2 or 3 weeks and whatever. Let's get through these next 2 or 3 games. You know what I mean? We're in a position now where you can drop a point, you can drop 3 points, where you sort of like you're thinking the next mile we've got to play catch up, we definitely got to win now.
Yeah.
So they've got themselves in a great position. Hopefully we can get some of the small muscle injuries back as quick as we can, but we don't want them to get, because from now until like the new year, mate, it's like more or less 2 games a week, 3 games.
Despite the injuries, Norwich are still sitting top of the league,
Fantastic.
of course. And we're back here again on Saturday against Coventry, live on air from 2:30 for 3 p.m. kickoff. We'll see you then. Thanks for joining us.